Dumela Vakayesu Kunjani to all my friends in Botswana, South Africa, and Kenya, and the rest of Africa, my friends in the diaspora. Welcome. Karibu Mwaiseni Kubantu Bandi Amunine Fwe Zambia. Mwapole everybody. Yes, today as I'm taking a walk, I plan to do my morning walk about 14 kilometers of walk. And so I thought to myself, what am I gonna say? What am I gonna do? And I thought, well, let me continue on where I ended from part 3, how to build in Zambia while living in the diaspora. As I said in my first video, I am so passionate about construction, and in particular, as you get to my age, property development in Zambia. But how can you do it if you are living in the diaspora? Are we missing out on what's going on? I say it's possible to participate while you're living in the diaspora. And so I thought, well, let me continue from where I ended. Now, before I crack on, please remember to click the like and subscribe and hit the notification bell on this video. This definitely will help me keep alive and motivate me to give you content such as this. I know I've just started, but I believe that we can grow together, and it'll help me with the algorithm on YouTube. So, right, last week we talked about customary land, or traditional land as they say, and I gave you a government website, which is a ZAM portal, which has quite a lot that you can do. And we looked at type of registration. And but I thought today, and I shared a little bit on the on lands that are actually given by the council. Now, today I just want to say I'm going to dive a little bit on customary lands, and I actually said in my in part 3 that this is really, I discourage people to say, you have to be, I said you have to be very careful when buying, because there's a lot of people trying to sell these lands. And so I will talk a bit about customary land or traditional lands, the problem that it has, and then I'll share again a little bit on a council land and what my experience has been. I think I've experienced both ends of issues, and I'm going through something that I'm trying to sort out at the moment. So I'll share that so that you are aware that not everything is perfect, but that will not deter us. But there's some good and bad in everything. So start with customary land. I actually said in my earlier video that you can actually put this piece of land on title. Yes, you can. But the question, how do you do this? Well, you have to go to the chief who gave you bashamfumu mwafika kwisano and mwapoko olusa tira mwemfumu ifo kubika a piece of land a title. Now there are advantages why you need to do that. Obviously, it's more security. You can go up kuriba banki pia using that as rotary because it's on title. But I'll be talking so quickly on some of this, but I will encourage you guys to do some research. This again, it's just purpose of this is to kickstart this conversation. So let me continue. So mwafika kulia kumfumu mwapoko olusa mwebasha mfumu mpera ni kumpanga amepera yon defo kuya kumtweno defo kubika pa title. basuminisha bachamfumu will put it in writing, and whether you accept or not, council, you have to have a survey drawing. The moya kuntwe no moya kudi ba commission of land, moya na ka sketch. They only give you 14 years lease on that land, but you need to have a council a survey stamped by the council, and you get a recommendation letter from the council to moya kudi ba commission of lands. Bala mipera 99 years lease on that land. So now the problem that we have with this particular piece of land is that ngatamwikala kumushinga ni mwebachona mwemachona mwalikala mufialo tamuwa yako nokuya kumushi. You will not be able to know if at all there is anybody claiming that piece of land. So mwalasa nwoti that didia mwaisa yakuntwena kuli ba commission. People from nowhere batamwaishi batutuka ati yo nimpanga yesu hapa batutuka, and mwasasa ngokuti that you have so many issues popping up, and eventually that title is cancelled. You have to be very careful. Like I said, the lands are very cheap, but these people, they are not supposed to sell shimpanga, especially at a shaba title. You just have to be very careful. But what happens with this land in Amayashta? You 3,000 per hectare, Shanjan Yangwe, Nalafishta. Mwesa kusasa ngokutati, pa bachita abantu furu. About claim. Like I said, if the land is not surveyed, they rely on these landmarks. Wasa zangu kutati umuntu waingirapa. Apana bengirapa. And mwala papa no kupapa. Kanshi fyongo fyayema. Ero ngata mwekala. Wanesi ngoko mwekala kucharo. Elo nangonga mulayako. Notinga nibali anji kuite bali aba kutati tabaya yako nokuya kucharo. Nakumushi tabaya yako. Mwasanga tibali ingira. Ero mwadiri piriyorupi. Wawenda. Ngaramine nalandire. So you have to be very careful. And so the only safe way I could say about buying land is actually to use professionals. Registered. They are registered with the associations and governed by the Act of the Republic of Zambia. Pantungalu fianya kuya museva. That person kumu museva kubuteko nanguli bakot nanguli organization yapo. You lose quite a lot be registered. So somebody wouldn't be so careless to allow you to start advise mwayashta land yaishu. So that is one thing that I would say about traditional land. Limo nimpanga yakabati mwa, you stay away from it. Don't get him, especially in Kufialo. Unless if you go straight to the chief, in the area, yes, then you could probably say, yes, you can do that. The next one that I'll talk about is actually the council issued lands. Now, my experience is actually both good and bad. So, again, it's really important. Sometimes you pass on that responsibility to a professional to make sure that they investigate and give you quality service. So, a few years ago, I buy a piece of land. I got a piece of land that was in a council recommendation letter. In a box. I thought to myself, This is a bargain. I can continue building on this. And so the fact that somebody is trying to build on that simply means that this is genuine thing. Well, the piece of land is still genuine, but it has issues. So I went ahead, bought that piece of land, and I went to the ministry, sent somebody to the ministry to check if that piece of land has a title on it. I was told, no, this is clean, this is perfect. And I said, wow, this is good. I went for it, did all the paperwork. Wow, here in the UK, people representing me back down there, Zambia. And the whole thing went through to Ashta. Then the people, their condition was they should go and pay all the fees to council and make sure that they get the ITT from the Ministry of Lands. So people went and did everything. Nokulipira tuwalipira tuamba nombokola for changing that ownership into our name, the ITT AFUM. So then I said, you know, let me now get a surveyor's diagram. I approached one land surveyor, and this land surveyor came back and said, no, there is a title on this land. I said, how can it be? He said, no, the code is the same number, but a different code, because that piece of land lies at the border of another area. So I said, okay, there's a code here, a different code, but the same number. But how come I've got this document from the Ministry of Lands? Now, I wasn't aware that there was a disagreement way back and how that was resolved. I wasn't aware that. Still trying to find out how that issue was resolved. So we started now trying to, and for the people that were selling the land, were selling on behalf of the original owner, who was no longer living in the area. It's in a different town. So I started investigating, but we want to find out who's got that title. But how can the ministry, the Commission of Lands, issue 2 ITTs? I went to the council said, yo, in our area, this is a code. So that code relates, the land that you have is correct. That's the area. Why could you have a surveyor? So I would just caution people to say, you have to be very careful when buying land. Even those lands that are on council offer letter, make sure that you find out all the details. But again, within the same period, I bought another piece of land on council which was on offer letter, and that just went straight. No issues, straight, and we are now waiting for the title to come out. But you see, there are two things here. One had an issue, the other one didn't have an issue. But that did not stop me from saying, oh no, I won't buy. I kept on going. Because even if I was Zambia, I will still have those issues. The issue that I have on this other piece of land. But I believe that I'll eventually will have it resolved. And if it's not resolved, it will be a lesson. But it will never stop me from pursuing what I believe in. Yes, there will be issues. But I consider them to be lessons to learn from. So I hope this video has been helpful. And if you are learning one or two things, please smack that like button, subscribe to this channel, and indeed hit the notification bell. As I said, I am planning to bring professionals on this channel that will be on the ground. So we're talking of architects, we're talking of engineers, we're talking of developers, We're talking of estate agents, even just somebody who is involved in property business, both here and in Zambia. And if you're interested to have that conversation with me, you are here and you think, well, I could share something here, please get in touch with me and we'll have that wonderful conversation. So if this video has been helpful, please remember and praise the Lord for all that He has done for you. Have a blessed day, and I'll see you in the next video.